Hi, this video is about the reclamation of purity and claiming and reclamation of purity, right? And it's about purity with regard to free speech, purity and free speech, right? This link between the connection between purity and pure heart and free speech, right? God don't give any and anybody the gift of free speech. Free speech is in fact a gift, is not a right, right? Free speech is actually a gift from God, is not a right. And people are gonna get vexed with me for this, right? But it's a lesson that many need to learn and many will learn, right? The gift of free speech or the power of free speech is in fact not a right. Not everybody have the power of free speech. Not everyone God has gifted with free speech, right? Free speech is not a right to be fought for, right? Because not everybody have the heart, right, for free speech. Not everybody in the world has the heart, right, for the gift of free speech, right? And that's why I'm actually grateful that God snatched away all my talents, right? I was learning to play tabla, God take away that. I was learning to play keyboard, God take away that, right? I was writing poetry, God snatched that away, right? I was writing letters to the editor, right? I was writing books. God take that away, and God gave me what, the gift of free speech, and I value that gift more than anything in the world, right? I actually value the gift of free speech more than any other gift in the world. The power of speech, or the power to say whatever and whenever, wherever, right? Because that is a God given gift, and not everybody has that gift, right? I was learning to dance. God take away that gift. God take away every single talent, right, that I had or could have potentially developed and honed and harnessed. God took all my talents away, right, and gave me the talent of what? Free speech. Free speech. Freedom of speech. Right? Freedom of speech is our responsibility. Right? That's why only certain people can handle that responsibility. Freedom of speech is in fact a responsibility, right? And only certain people in the world are able or are responsible enough to manage that, right, or to manage that gift, right? Most people in the world cannot manage the gift of free speech, right? Majority of people of the world, right, 99% of the people of the world do not know how to manage, right, the gift of free speech. And that's why only certain people in the world God give this gift to, right? It's not a right. Not everybody has the right of free speech, because if everybody had the right of free speech, right, completely ignorant people would be running the world, right, and would be think they have the right to run the world. I don't think I have the right to run the world, right? But I just saying, if everybody was given the right of free speech, right, then everybody would think that they have the right to run the world, and they don't, and you don't, right? So I see free speech as a gift, not as a right. Just always remember that God only gives the power of free speech to people who could handle the responsibility of having free speech. Right? Have a blessed day, everybody.